My name is John Janzen. As Brittany mentioned earlier, I'm a Senior Technical Sales Specialist for Collaboration and Construction Solutions. I'm going to talk a little bit today for the next half hour, 45 minutes about what is BIM 360 Docs. And to do that, I need to kind of round it up by giving you a little bit of an introduction and really talk about how the face of document control. I emphasize the difference between document control and file control or data control. There is a definite difference because when you start thinking about the documents themselves that we work on a day-to-day basis, they're not necessarily always in a single file. If we consider our authoring tools such as Revit or AutoCAD, where you have multiple layouts or you have multiple sheets that are contained within a single file, or for that matter a PDF document that is a single PDF document with multiple single PDF file with multiple documents, there is a difference to document management than there is to file management. And Docs was designed around the development of both of those pieces. So when we start thinking about the kinds of documents and the kinds of files that we deal with on a day-to-day basis, they span a huge spectrum of different graphic and design and even analog descriptive information that we use to define the deliverable of a project. How we manage that information and how we present that information back to the site is equally as important. We have all these different ways of being able to share this data. We've used a lot of different cloud-based collaboration solutions, or we have a PDF application that is doing our editing or markups, or we have field applications that give us various different tools that we use on the field or be able to capture existing conditions or design issues. All of these things coming together represent different apps, and they tend to cause a little bit of confusion and a little bit of disarray when you start looking at all the different pieces of information that we're dealing with on a day-to-day basis. We're still getting files and documents via email, or we're sending it via some sort of a file sharing system. But there's never really a single consolidated methodology that talks about construction practice and document control in the same breath. Docs is really there to help alleviate the idea where I'm looking at a particular document and I'm thinking that this is the final document, when in reality there are several different versions of final documents. We need to get away from that. Those are siloed elements and siloed ways of communicating information that simply has no place in our industry, and it's causing so much difficulty and confusion. So BIM 360 Docs is a consolidation of publishing information, sharing information amongst the extended team, viewing of that information in a graphical sense and a contextual sense, and also being able to mark up information in those documents and be able to iterate issues that are perceived in that document. So we want to be able to publish. We've defined an area that is a single repository of all of our documents, whether they be PDF or they're scanned images, they're DWG, they're Revit document, all of these different documents coming into a single repository where all individuals can access that data. We're using ways of using OCR to extract data out of the PDF files that exist in our project and be able to populate metadata about those sheets to be able to understand them. Being able to place a single document, like a single file such as a PDF file or a Revit model, and have it automatically separate the sheets that are relevant to the process, to the descriptive that we are creating through the narrative of the construction. Having all of that coming together as part of the publishing. Sharing this information as a document registry. We need a single location that tracks the version, the history, and also the access control. Who has ability to access what version of what document. All that level of information shareability needs to be maintained. We also need this on a mobile environment. We need to view this not only on the browser, where we are going to be working on a desktop basis, or we could be remotely, but we're going to be in a situation where we aren't going to have network accessibility. So we need it to be able to be an offline version where I can download and synchronize views and share markups through that process without necessarily being always on in terms of connectability. We want to be able to see the information inside the documents, not just the information about the documents. We also want to express change. When we start looking at and itemizing issues that are perceived in the on-site, we need to be able to mark up those particular issues. We need to be able to mark up maybe design items that we want on the sheets and be able to report back that information back to the individual contributors to the project and also the greater community, the ecosystem that is our construction project. So really, in reality, what we're doing with docs is representing and creating a single source of truth where all the different tools that we use on site can access the same version of a document and always know and be ensured that the documents that we're working on are the correct ones. Being able to synchronize any changes that have happened on the field to the desktop, that's very important in the overall spectrum, and the entire process, the entire initiative is to really connect everything from pre-construction down to commissioning and handover and really have all the stakeholders have a single central point of connection to that data. As was mentioned earlier, docs spans really across the entire spectrum of a project lifecycle. So everything from pre-construction all the way over to commissioning and handover, and it really is there to support the other applications within the BIM 360 product line. So we want to emphasize that I'm going to get into the product here in just a couple seconds, but I do want to emphasize, go up to bim360.com/docs and start your 30-day free trial now. You'll be able to add unlimited users, unlimited documents, and currently free for 30 days. There will be a free version, which will be a slightly, there'll be some slight feature restrictions in there, but generally speaking, you will still be able to use a free version as well as a paid version later on.